It's not ready yet. Not ready yet. It's chippy. Maybe. Maybe out here saying that. Hey, Agent. What up, man? How you doing? Clean this one up a little bit. No, I haven't. I haven't seen the interviews. Hmm? Wow. So Canelo wants to re. I saw a clip of Canelo talking about that rematch. He want it bad too. Seem like whew, it's a little spongy. Might not be ready. Might not be ready. Derek Jones, what's going on, sir? He look a bit like he may gave Crawford a chance to fight him, but Crawford gonna give him the rematch. I don't think Bud will do it, especially after what he said the other day on that podcast. I don't think he's gonna do it. Plus, man, there's something about retirement that seems pretty sweet, right? I don't feel like when I finally am in a position where I can feel good about retiring that I'm gonna change my mind. It's a lot of hard work. Remember, Bud stayed in shape all year round. You might just want to get fat, man. Lions, what's good? What's good? Land Rover, what's happening? How y'all doing, man? Canelo just won all them belts back in one fight rather than having to capture them all across multiple. That's a fact, Agent. You know you don't want to go through that static. But you know, you're going to have to do something about that WBC belt anyway. You know they done gave it away. You know they gave it away. Crawford also take care of his kids and other ventures. Yeah, Agent, you're right. You got a lot of kids. And the thing about Crawford is he's got a lot of boys. He's got a lot of kids, but they're all athletes. All the boys wrestle. And he teaching them to fight. So who knows? He might just be setting himself for the next crop. Crawford might be the next Floyd Sr., not the next Floyd Jr. Floyd Sr. put out some champs. Floyd Mayweather can't. But you know, if Crawford don't fight him, that might be the answer to both Floyd and Canelo's problem. You know what I'm saying? Can let Canelo and Floyd fight again. See if old Canelo can get back on old Floyd. You know that'd be a mega fight. Everybody watch it. Just out of curiosity. Just to see if Floyd finally gets pummeled. And the Floyd purists will be like, he could be 75, he'll never be able to hit him. So this is, right now I'm going purely for ergonomics. I'm not looking for any beauty in this situation just yet. I'm gradually adjusting to the ergonomics of my own hand. So it's going to be some rough work at first. And then we'll dial it in if it's dial-inable. Stop it. It's very squishy right now. It's almost like rubber band, like rubber on a pencil. That's what it sort of feels like right now. I put this in earlier today. Pour. And now I'm just trying to get all that blue tape off. Getting there. Don't know where, but somewhere we're getting. It's just not. It's like a little too, still a little too spongy, doughy. It's not sticky. Weird consistency. But for me, this is a relatively deep pour. So, this is round to the tip. I got the bevel off the backside and we sharpened it up pretty decent. We didn't do mega sharpening, but let's see how this handle feels though. Then maybe we do it. See if I can grab a little piece of wood from somewhere. I'm gonna grab this one because I'm drawing this wood and I'm just curious about it really. So let's see how it does. decent. I would say, I don't know what this wood is. I don't know how hard it's supposed to be. But let's see. You may need to sharpen this some more. Let's set that there, see what the confirmed sharp feels like. May just be this wood is hard as hell, because this is definitely sharp. This has been drying for maybe a month and a half. So let's see. About the same. Now, what I do immediately notice that this is a better feeling hold. It reminds me of art school, whenever we'd have certain pens or markers or if we were sculpting, everybody would have blue tape wrapped around their stuff that they had to hold a long time, because it's more ergonomic to have a big fat handle than a little skinny handle if you have to crank with it. So I think this is an even better handle than this one, frankly. Although I do like this. Both exceedingly better than their predecessor. And I'm sort of carving like in the middle of the burl here, so that's also an interesting part of what's going on. So, I think I'm pretty happy. Like, that's a nice clean, like if I want to just clean that all the way out, it seems to not be a problem to do. With any bowl, of course, you got to change direction, but thin cuts, and it cuts pretty controlled. You don't always need one of these, but if you don't have one of these and you need to do this, there's nothing else that's going to do it as controlled, as clean, not in a hand tool. So, right on. I think we bumped it up in performance a couple of dollars. Now we just have to bump it up in the aesthetic. This is a little cocked intentionally. I do want it over to this side because this is only a one-sided thing. Like, it's got the blade over here, and I want the blade closest to the wood for the cut, and I want the bulk of the grab to be out here because it's a right-handed thing. And I think I'm going to narrow down the back end a little bit. so far. So good. John Pearl in the house. Jesse in the house. Fetty in the building. Raw in the building. What's up? How y'all doing, man? Thanks for hanging out with me. Salute to you. See what I'm doing? This is a Madrone is the name of this wood. Haven't stained it or anything yet. It's just been sanded on. I'm trying to keep this tool function first, form second. But right now, I really like it. I like that I've got enough grip and leverage back here that I don't have to grab that metal if I don't want to. This thing is the reason most guys wear a little band-aid around their finger there so they can resist that little blade there, the back side of it. Look at that. That's nice and clean. So that's nice just to have that added grabability. And if this stays rubbery soft like this, I don't mind it. I'll have to do something about it for the aesthetic, but all in all, feels good. Tony. Okay, I won't do that. Thing to stop it gumming up real super fast. Yeah, I'm still trying to shape it and I don't know what I'm doing. So what? Gotta do something. Oh, this is not getting better. I just want it to be pretty already. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. Other one did turn out pretty sweet, Rob. What up, Molly? Molly. I think this one will too once I got it all together. I think there's gonna be something to this Madrone. I think there's some magic under here. Let's go ahead and pull a little bit more of that top surface off. Like, I really feel like underneath there's going to be something beautiful. Now, I don't know. But I think I'm gonna put it on the belt sander for a little bit. For a little bit. Not forever, for a little bit. Plus, it's a good for grip also, says Lions. Am I a full-time carpenter? Yes, but not in this sense. I am a remodel contractor. A full-time contractor. I renovate houses. But this is my shop. So I do all sorts of stuff in my shop. So full-time carpenter, part-time content creator. But I'm working on it. Hit this button. Get some gloves on, get some gloves on, get some gloves on so you can keep all of your fingers. Get some gloves on, get some gloves on. But not the things you just can't get the bell. I got something that feels like a winner. Something that feels like it's real good. Yeah. All right. Comfort speaking. This is excellent. I can do some tweaking up here once I get once this is dry enough to not be so doughy. However, all it is, I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding it down uh, with my typical set, 3 sets of hand sand. Start with the 80. Knock off all the rough stuff from the belt sander. And then we'll go into the 120, 220. You know the routine. I've never seen this particular wood finish before. I don't know what I'm in for. I'm going to try to put a good sand on it. And then we'll put put the linseed oil on it. And we'll do the epoxy once it dries tomorrow. I wish I had the patience to carve this whole thing out, like with just a knife, but I don't. This is a hardwood right here. I gotta figure out me a signature or something to put on stuff after I make it. Is that Tagara? Oh no, it's not, but it is just a bead, a couple beads, wood. Not sure what that species is, but I appreciate it. And yes, I did make it though. The Wu-Tang symbol is maple and walnut. I did hand carve it here. quite fun. This has a little chatter in it, and I'm not sure what that's about. But I think what I am gonna do, fasten this bad boy down, and then we'll use our spoke shaves on it. We had them out here earlier today. Got them cleaned up a little bit. Wonder if there's room, and if I can. I was gonna say if I can even get it to properly latch. Let me try it from this other side. Won't be as visible to you in this moment. I hate that y'all get to hear me frustrated because these don't work as well bottom down. They want to open back up. And you just have to catch a certain way. And I just want to pull that spoke shave across. See if I can straighten that out. As you can see, wrong direction. I think I am eventually just going to need a whole new freaking vise. Better. Every time we come off those machines, we got lines to get rid of. Got trouble afoot. A cow in the chicken farm. Got a worm in the snake factory. Got a mongoose in the prairie dog line. Portuguese man of war in a jellyfish field. Ain't right. Something about it just ain't right. There's some very subtle changes on this thing that aren't exactly symmetrical because it's a right-hander. I sort of dig that. I sort of dig that. Dum, dum, dum. All right. 220. Let us begin. There's still, like you can see, still some scratches from the previous sand. So I think I'm going to drop back again to the 120. Make another run on that. See if I can get these out. And I'll clean that out. I'll go back to the 220. But you can start to see this grain of this wood. I don't want it interrupted by scratches. Wes, have I been watching the Olympics at all? No, I have not. Not at all. But I will be. All right, we'll catch you on the next one, Molly. Appreciate you. How have they been so far? Have you enjoyed it? Could look into the wet sanding or pop the grain with a spritz of water between sandings. Oh, that's a good idea there. That'll lift that grain up a little bit, won't it? It will, it will. In fact, I got the next best thing. Next best thing. A little isopropyl alcohol. Alcohol. And what that'll do is dry right up. Ooh, that color's gonna be something, ain't it? Color's gonna be something, ain't it? Color's gonna be something, ain't it? Oh, that worked great. That worked great. Knocking a lot of those lines right out of there. It would be a little bit more dramatic if this weren't shaped like a Snickers bar. But that's what seems to be comfortable. So that's what I'm doing. Just started shaping it, and I'm just holding it and shaping it, holding it and shaping it, and just aiming for when it got most comfortable in my hand. And that was about it right there. I may pull a little bit more off here once the material dries up a little bit more up here, hardens. But man, it does feel good in my hand. Move up the scale a little bit. Put some 320 on this thing. Because this is still very sandy for this particular grain of wood. Oh my God, it's so good. That is still sanding really well. Like usually you get past 220 and you're not like knocking off wood. You don't feel a tremendous difference. Feel a tremendous difference just now. A notable difference just now. So I think I'll take this up to a 400. I'm going to put some air on it in between and see if I can clear out the pores in the wood and the fibers so that we don't start burnishing. I am sanding, but I am sanding relatively lightly. Not putting a lot of pressure.
But I do want to make sure I get all the way around everything. I want it to feel the same everywhere. All the turns, all the soft corners. You just want to pay attention to whatever there is to pay attention to. Let's see. Next thing up from that is a nice 600. Let me just knock some of this dust out. As our wood grain starts to make its first dry appearance, looking pretty good. Just really sort of motivates you to want to stay on it forever when it feels better and better as you go. But you know that at some point you're not going to be sanding, you're going to be burnishing. And that ain't a bad thing all the time, but that's not necessarily what I'm after here. Staying very light on it. Very light. And this is wet dry paper. I could do this with water. Trying to see something right now though. Gotta be willing to do the work. The people that do it best are doing. Or at least as close to it as you can get at the level you're at. Some of that is just going to be willing to put the time in, put the energy in. As I say that, I do want to almost regress back to this 320. I really do. There's these other scratches up here that are not going to come off as I get finer. in my grit. I have to get coarser to go back and get them. And then I can pull them out. This wood, while it's ashy, while it's dry, seems to show everything. All the scratches, all the scuffs. So I want to get as much of that out. We get the finish on and that shows up. It would not be a good look or a good feeling. We can always come back and sand, but it wouldn't be fun. Give me a second. I'm going to turn that air on for just a second. It's going to be loud for just a second, but then it'll be done. All right, here we go. A little bit of power. So put us some boiled linseed oil on that. See what that's looking like. BK, what's going on? Thanks for showing up. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Getting ready to put some of the pretty stuff on it because we're not going to be able to do anything with the epoxy right now. It's just too squishy. It's not dry enough to sand just yet. It's dry to the touch, but it doesn't feel cured up enough to not be a rubber sponge. And if it ends up just staying like that, then we'll figure out another way to clean it up and make it look better. But right now I'm curious. I've never used Madrone before. I'm curious as to what that wood looks like with its finish or with the linseed oil on it. And we can find out together. Boiled linseed oil on Madrone. Sand it down to 600 grit. Very shiny right out the gate. Very slick. Oh man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I really don't know if you can see the grain as well as I can see it from here, but it's like a freaking bowling ball. Holy smokes, I didn't expect that. I'm gonna let some of this get on the uh, epoxy just so that you can see the separation between the two. But man, that looks like something you put in a Cadillac. Look at that. That is crazy. That is an enormous transformation. That is an enormous transformation. Wow. That may be too pretty and fancy for me. Holy snap. This is what it was. It was on one of these before. But now, let's do the bottom. Did I do the bottom already? Like sometimes it's like the gloss and the shine and all of that stuff, but like I'm gonna wipe this off, right? I'm gonna wipe this off so that you know this is not just sheen. That is crazy good looking. Wow. Wow. Look at my fingers next to it. Ugh. Wow. So I think we got ourselves a good knife. Now, the other things that I've done is I filed down this backside and made it softer around the edges so that when your thumb's on there, it's not cutting into it. I rounded off the tip so that I don't have a worry about stabbing myself with it. And I think I've got a really comfortable handle that is really pretty and just over the moon, overjoyed with how that turned out. I did not expect it. Wow. Wow. Did not, but I'm happy about it. Yeah, I believe it's a burl. I'm not for sure, but it's a blank that got sent to me, but it very much looks like a burl. Yeah, but it's called Madrone, the wood itself. Got it from Echo Wood Creations. K. McCall, like Superman around these parts to me. Really good stuff. Really good look. Super excited about how that turned out. And for any and everybody who hung out with me during the process of it, thank you so much. Wish I had more to do tonight, but I don't want to keep everybody up. Did have a good time with you, and I appreciate you spending your time with me and my nonsense. And as this soaks in, it just gets nicer and nicer. Oh, put another coat on, let it soak in. Because that's what you do. Just keep piling it until it takes it all. And once it does, that's when you know you're done. You can put your sheen on. But right now, this is really one of the more impressive pieces of wood I've had. I hope I can make this epoxy look classy enough to be worth it. But this is nice. I like it. I think it's amazing. Very proud of what we have done today this year. I'm glad we sanded it down. Look at that sheen. That would have been wild with scratches on it. Oh, would have been a disgrace. Speaking of, we give no attention to our other hook blade. We're just dealing with him like red-headed stepchild. Also, quite an enjoyable build and a fun little project too. So it's getting weird over here, but I thank y'all for hanging out with me. See y'all later. Scoob, talk to you later. BK, I'll see ya. Lions, peace. Everybody else that hung out with me. Siege Crafts, the illest ever. And I thank all of y'all for being my peeps. Sincerely and truly, 100% from the heart. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the memberships and anything else you decide to do. Mike Osborne, thank you for hanging out too, sir. We appreciate you so much. I'm Wes Does It, and I'm gone.